Hello, beautiful fellow human beings, night owls, and early birds. Good morning. It's 6 a.m. here in Southeast Florida. Well, let me zoom on in. Because I was just finishing this here anyways. Finally got around to I'm going to sit a hair more comfortably. Ain't crazy. Good morning. Finally gave another, or these another type. I forgot what it's called. It's like something leech or something. And it's just two clumps of marabou, but finally threw it in water and it moved pretty dang majestically, so one at a time more saltier ones. Oh. So, also, excuse me, I found an eBay lot that was dirt cheap and came with some red flank feathers or mallard feathers. I sit totally differently when I have the phone pointed in this direction. It always takes a second to readjust. Good morning, Ron. Whoop. Yeah, I've got to fix my sleep schedule, so Anne's like finished the house. It's been brutal. Trying to find a new place for like everything. I think the red with this will look quite nice. Oop. I guess one of... Oh, I heard that... Quite alright. Kind of like the Grinch colors or something. Looks like a Grinch-themed Christmas ornament from... Which I've seen on a forum that a craft store had like Grinch gloves. And they're essentially just green craft fur gloves on a fly tying forum, so... So heavy quiet this morning is. Found more radio, like, vinyls. Not like this, but that'd be enough. I'll probably just cause like a weak point anyway, so anyways. So, hope everyone stays golden. Hi Tracy, good morning. Cold kill, yeah, it's really, I mean, I love a thing that like, I was like, wish started sooner, I guess. Because it is pretty top tier, I will say. No shit. Alright, how do you like... What the fuck? Very relaxing, very nice. It's not a constant series of problem-solving tests. Shit. Alright, well, back on yellow. I think I have... Yeah, I'll try this brighter yellow. Man, Tracy, I hope your day is beautiful. I'll probably be getting ready here shortly too, because I have to get up out of this house for real, so... I'm really hoping it doesn't rain today, because if it rains even 2 drops, I will fall asleep immediately. But I'm slowly trying to get things done. Like, I didn't end up installing one today because I didn't really like what it looked like, thankfully. But, like, the other room doesn't have adequate lighting by any means, so I have a few options. No fans or anything. I'm sure I'll run into a fan here somewhere, but ran into some light fixtures. But man, scary as shit for some reason. Oh. 2 wires of terror. You just grab them after you flip the breakers, switch up. No, I'm just kidding. I know what to do. Just always like I always just don't trust it fully, I guess. but gotta do it. Wonder what I could do to feathers with like dry spines. Oh, I could rip the sides off and use like dubbing loops or fuck. I don't know why I don't just grab these. Florida. Not fall yet. Well, it is on the calendar, but oh, oh. Let me just like half it a little. Let me back a little more. What time is sunrise? Kind of expect. Ow. Not ow, but. Ew. This one has a little accidental shorter tail. I added it, or oops, I added the tail a different way than the one tied just before this one. Get here a red flying feather, unimaginably stoked on these. I really like lots, alright? It feels like, I don't know, Christmas or something. Cause it smells, oh, this has a crack. But it's really hard to choose. There's a pretty intense selection of just about any material and purpose you can think of. I observed like how Magic the Gathering cards worked price wise, not game wise. I have no idea. But same thing with Pokemon cards. I collected Pokemon cards hardcore as a kid, never played the game. I was an only child. Come on, come on. But anyway, how like the price per card would be totally different, but like say something has a use, and I could be totally getting this wrong, but this is the understanding that I gathered briefly, and it's like it just carried on to a few different realms personally, and especially here with materials. But the card prices could change like daily, because a price for a card will like go up to unaffordable ranges and then to like ridiculous amounts. Not ridiculous, but because I'm not judging over here, but just like thousands and thousands of dollars, like the Lotus one or what have you. That's just the one I remember because that tie or picture or hubcap or something. But the like a different card with like a similar like action or what have you or property will become like popular in place. That is affordable. I don't know how to word it for this situation. But like different feathers you could use for eyes, for instance, and there's like super expensive feathers you can use for eyes, and there's like some really super affordable ones, but also like replicas or fake versions of the like rare feathers or what have you, because I don't know. Don't know why I thought it would be a good idea to pop on before breakfast, but you know. Hello, dwarf. I like locking in it because I get a little too confident if something goes well, even a little bit, and then I'll just pull too hard and then it pulls out. Oh, and I have to like immediately. One reason I'm waiting for the sun rise is before it gets a little too steamy or rainy outside. I have to flip the canoe. Everybody like check it out and like lay it down and then left it and then I had a week from rain and it's full. Really pretty looking, but can't have that. Unless I get some gambusia fish again, but I don't know how good a fiberglass fish tank is. But anyways, it's a wide bottom canoe, Genu or what have you. Really don't know what makes a Genu, but anyway. Flat bottom, I guess not canoe, it has like a for a little motor on the back. Which I have the motor. It looks fine, but it's a little pulled apart, so I'm not sure why it's pulled apart, so maybe it's not fine. However, I have a 1980s book on wiring plus the internet, so I'm very confident. No, just kidding. If this one doesn't work, I'll probably just look on Marketplace or OfferUp. But flat bottom, it doesn't rock as much. And a big worry is flipping and like losing gear and stuff. Even if that gear is just like phone and fishing pole, like you don't want to end up in that water at all. You might as well say your goodbyes if like you do. flesh-eating bacteria, probably. Mm-mm. Oh, okay, breathe again. I slip in that when it's like a thick stem. Did land in a decent spot. Oop. One sec. Let me just look up real quick. What time is sunrise? 7, sweet. Sometimes you just kind of forget that you have like free will and stuff, so I'm waiting for the sun to come out. And then I have to either clear the trailer, so there might be a really gnarled up rusty bike in here, but I'm hoping I could either get it to someone. It's a 1980s Honda Urban something. Real nice, but man, it's been out in the Florida sun and Florida elements for now like probably decades. It was supposed to be mine, and then someone complimented it, and then my dad became obsessed with it, and it sat there. To be totally honest, and there she still sits, but man, I do love the thing. There's a few things also I have to start pulling out, because I have to get on the outside. Unfortunately, since I'm close to the downtown area, the city is very intense, so I really want to get it nice and neat as quick as possible, because for the last few years my dad has really not been able to do anything, but really like the last a lot of years. But and there's like a really old wagon type cart thing, which there's some nice brass on it, like the big brass light, the brass steering, and the steering is like, oh, that thing is really nice. It was really, really nice. And that was supposed to have like just a bunch of stuff that never happened. And it's still just in piles everywhere. So it's extra depressing. But well, I've seen a lot of potential in it all, just never was able to get many people in my personal like family motivated, I guess. But there's also a trailer. It's just a square. A squaler. Oh shoot, did I say that? No. Anyway, it's just a square, and it's not aluminum or anything. So I'm trying to find a sandblaster, because I kind of always wanted one of those. Definitely not to make distressed denim or anything. I was born in the... No, I'm just kidding, but that would be like personally maximum beneficial use. A lot of fabrics are just too rough. They're like wearing like something you can use to polish scratches out of metal at that point. So sandblaster, I always wanted to try that on heavy cotton shirts too. But for rusty stuff, things get really rusty here. There's salt in the air, a lot of moisture in the air, so I feel like it's always something that... Anyways, let me grab another hook, because I still need to make a chartreuse one. Tie. And some of these marabou, I finally put it in that picture and saw it move. Oh, wow. They're really simple and simple to pack for too. Like you could definitely tie this in a tent. Especially if you go with like a rave chick, so you wouldn't even have to bring hair tinsel probably. You just have to bring some marabou and thread. Oh. At least that's how I picture that going. Man, I wanted to tie some bait fish too, but that sun's probably gonna start coming out. Oh, lead. Gosh, I need to remember to not throw feathers down. They blanket everything. This chair's a little too. This modern-sized chair is a little too big for this freaking ancient desk. Well, probably like 60s, 70s. That's my great-grandma's office desk. I used to sit in an office downtown. She was a real estate agent. Which the place is now Jewelers, and it's a pretty small shop, and it's pretty wild to think, like, cause now it's just one dude and some really, really amazing pieces. God, the place doubles as a mini museum. But he also sells or buys gold for a little more than scrap back in the day when people were stupid. But he used it to Miko and jewelry. This is always like a thing. I used to come across a lot of broken gold in scrap boxes off eBay. Like tiny little scraps, $80, like a broken piece, but I just got decent at identifying the colors. Like things without markings. Stupid thread. Just using the shite thread to cover the lead. It's really shite thread. But I'll do this a few times and then add some glue, like, and just, some goddamn stupid thread. You know something? I'll just hold this. Never mind. I used it like 2 seconds ago, totally fine. Oops. Alright, now I'll use some glue. I'm guessing this. Let me go down it. Ah, shit. Peaceful thoughts. Beautiful canyons and valleys and shade. Oh dear. Ugh. It smells like regular super glue. Ow, jeez. This is a slip from. Alright, well, there's an exposed bit. I tried, I gave up, I moved on. Good morning indeed. Yeah, cold. It's really. I wish I stuck with metal smithing a little bit more. The tools are expensive as heck, but still trying to get one of those dapping sets. The dapping set has like a cube with a bunch of concave circles in it. It's for metal forming. I don't know if it's like explicitly designed for jewelry or pretty much any small metal forming use, but it looks really useful definitely to have. See, last time I tied it like a collar. I'm wondering if I should do like that again, but push it down a little more so it's not sticking out as much. I don't know. Because my fear there is if it gets nicked, it'll unravel. Or no, if I push it down, it's essentially tasseled. But then you have that big spine. It's just every time I rip the fibers off, I can never get it quite, like, even. Guess I could do it in stages. Ooh. I think first things first is a freaking real normal coffee. I haven't left the house in like a while. Just been doing that whole sad thing, but finally got that, like, I gotta get the hell out of here, like, energy that I've just been kind of waiting for to get the hell out of here. You know, like, walk around and stuff. I had to turn off the news, obviously. Because, I'm just, you know. I hate when it grabs onto your, like, Good thing that was empty. Even though it's also a sad thing that it's empty. So for flash on this, I keep doing the same thing over and over. But I guess it should have something. I want to put these on everything, but I haven't found a good fitting yet. Which I'm still blown away by the wings, like the salmon wings. How it's like stripes. I didn't know that was just individual fibers that can grab onto each other. Oh, like that's really spectacular. Hey Vibo, how's your night going tonight? Going stir crazy, yes, yes. Cabin fever. Which I have like a little bit of. I've been trying to keep things away from the hook, if that. This material is a little rigid, so I don't feel like it has a lot of wraparound potential compared to some of the other flashy things that have accumulated thus far. But I do know that is an issue to be mindful of, which I'm sure I'll run into whenever the hell I can get out there, which I just don't understand. Okay. Well, for some reason, I've been putting some golds. And on these, I've just been putting this like tinsel. No crystal flash, because it's just two relatively short tufts of marabou. I do have some limp crystal flash now that I'm pretty confident won't drive me nuts. But I just don't have the best luck with it on short like marabou yet. I don't understand its wants and desires. Hey. Ah. Shoot, damn it. I hate when that happens. Pick up the empty can the wrong way when it's not so empty after all. I had to stand up for this. Like, no. These individual fibers must remain where they... Alright. This is definitely not the funnest material to handle. This stuff is a little easier tactily for me than the hair tinsel. And it's the same like diameter, not diameter, but what have you, width. But it's a hair thicker, so you can like feel the individual fibers. Okay, oh. Trim that after. And some silver for the top for some reason. These decisions are based off of zero experience. However, much love and appreciation, which I'm not sure if that counts. Kidding, of course, but no. And ah, fuck me. See? Is it too early? Am I not? I'm just gonna brutal wrap. Okay, not there, because I don't want to squeeze that apart or anything. It does have to do like hella even pressure and not forget for even a second, or else everything loses meaning. But yeah, I don't want that to happen. Great. Okay. Because these hooks are pretty dang bendy enough. I don't want the thing slipping and sliding. Alright, so I don't know why. I feel like the extra drying time from this, I wish it was a little thinner, like the penetrator. But it just absorbs or something. Because that other stuff, I take too long and it turns into a rock. Shite. Don't really. Those dairy feathers. This is already the next day because they'd be keeping me up at night. All the other chartreuse ones are so short. Ah, purple. Nah. This is kind of green. Get the longest one at least. Oh, nice and soft. Just coop it. Mm-hmm. Oh, jeez. Almost messed up. Oops. I was gonna use chenille, but glazed out. And just a buttload of this. Oh yeah, UV resin. Gotcha. Is it a brand or like the pattern? Good morning, Thursday. About to install some lighting fixtures. Well, maybe not, but maybe. Oh, I should have just added more on. Oh, my eyes are watering. Yeah, sun is up. We're coming up. I'll look at the calendar because I'm trying to wait for. Yeah, no, shoot. Next week, son of a snatch. It's the third Friday for bulk pickup. You only have one day a month. Oh no, it is this Friday. Yeah. No, it's not. What day is it? Oh, it is this Friday. Sweet. So I can put stuff out, I think, Thursday evening. And to get rid of a piano. And which I was gonna try to save for a while to try to find someone to tune it. And noticed some water damage. I did it before I moved it halfway across the house. But just gotta, put outside. There was another one I put outside a few days prior. Because I do live in like an artsy area. And there are like music shops here and there. So someone grabbed it. It didn't go to like a junkyard or anything. Just can't be in the street. You can have it like in the yard that says free. Because it is a lot of like work, you know, regardless of the quality of a piano. And they're quite old. And there's people willing to put in even more work restoring and getting them back playable. And then selling them for a shite ton. Worth it and like deserves. I quite like salvagers and restorers. And repair of ruins. Gotta get that back a little more. Man, my back is making the funniest sounds. Hilarious, really. It's like crack. It sounds like that lady that was everywhere and then nowhere. Maybe. How do they form clumps, I wonder? Like they naturally end up nestled together. Mm. Sometimes I just don't feel like dealing with a thick spine at all. Like, yeah, that's gonna be ideal, I think, maybe. I gotta watch more salmon fly videos to see how spines are. And it's like tucking, like materials too, is I feel like a huge aspect. And I mean, some of the salmon flies, which I would have said prior to AI art that it looks like DMT like art. However, some of the salmon flies, holy shit. It looks like AI, like it doesn't look real. Just like the most mind-bending colors and textures. And, you know, some things like become a little demystified, like when you could identify the components. Not with salmon flies. It's just this, the more familiar you get with the materials, you're like, man, I know what that feather is like. It's stubborn. Well, bad example probably, but it's just like mind bending is all. Let me definitely clip this because I'm definitely gonna drop it. Ah, marabou right to the mouth. Stretch. Oh, I'm surprised you can't hear that. But I'm surprised all y'all know that. I mean, I'm sure all y'all know that. Exactly what that sounds like. Cracking your back after a few hours at a desk, especially because that's where my experiences. I genuinely can't imagine carrying heavy stuff all day, every day, though. Like, I've helped people, like, move all kinds of materials. Like, physically, not, like, on the black market or anything. Anyway. But, yeah, I don't last long. I'm not afraid to admit that. Nope. Well, like, my friend who always ends up, like, getting me, like, mountains of bricks and, like, coral rock, and he knows exactly what it means when I say, okay. And he's like, if I don't walk around, like, I'm gonna go hide before I, like, fall. Mattress back, obviously. Oh, okay. Why isn't this working? Is it because I haven't had breakfast? I mean, I know I'm sliding down a ramp. Well, you know, I gotta learn to be more, like, assertive. Ah! Ah! That doesn't feel good. One bit. Looks fine, though. Oh, no. It worked. A monster has been born. Move, bitch! No, I'm just kidding. It's the only way to, example assertive I could come up with currently. Anyway, well, finally got me some more of those, which these are probably what I'm gonna be messing with first, with just split shot going down it on the bait, or the bait catcher, or bait caster. That doesn't even sound right now. But anywho, I just wanted some saltier colors, because that brown one looked real nice in the water. And they're weighted. They're also essentially tied in the rounds, meaning I feel like I have to spend less energy trying to figure out, like, the finesse of presenting it, or, like, you know, how to, like, present it down there, I guess, if you know what I mean. Because if it floats on its side, you know, it'll probably look pretty much the same. Well, I guess the flash is pretty one-sided. I'll think on that, I guess. Yeah, on this one, I guess I did just keep the flash, like, to the sides. And tied this months and months and months ago. Did not expect it to look as majestic as it did, and I really was blown away by it. Which I always have, like, I don't know, some form of, I feel like everybody's like self-criticizing to an extent. And without like experience, it's hard to like be like, hell yeah, this one's gonna freaking decimate. Because I have not decimated yet at all. So I have yet a concept of decimation. And I do want to make one of these with eyes, but I gotta figure it out. And perhaps the next few I'm gonna try to go a little heavier on the marabou. But after I see him swim. What do I like for breakfast? Like, a lot of cultures have it, but essentially there's like the UK breakfast. Doesn't have to have beans, but like a bunch of sausage and like eggs and like some roast vegetables is pretty sweet. And like could always enjoy that. And then there's a Brazilian version that's like Consuela. No. Which I don't know if it's a breakfast, but it has, I mean, I don't really view breakfast as a morning meal. I view it as pretty much any time you need like an immense amount of fuel. Because, like, I don't know, the dinners that are associated with, or like the meals that are associated with dinner, especially my family, is like a carb and like meat and vegetable, which isn't bad. But when that carb is like pasta or something, ugh, I am immediately comatose. Now, that comatose is more than welcome if it's a good pasta. It doesn't even have to be a good pasta. That's why I try to stay away from it, because I do. That is something like I'm glad that like my body just does not like digesting it. It's one of the only ones that like I just fall asleep and have a stomach ache essentially. But holy trucks, I wish that didn't happen. And I've tried like other pastas. There's no way. I'm good on that. Like I like the starchy, like chewy, like pasta. But I do like the black bean pasta. I find it in like I guess vegetarian area. But I've seen it in different spots, and never mind. Just gonna go into that, but I've just always had mixed reactions on that meal. But see, I think with like 10 give or take vegetables, could make anything, and just anything like you would enjoy eating every single day. And meats, there are still cheap meat options, which I don't want to jinx it, but chicken thighs is ideal. You can't overcook them. They don't dry out. And like I always prefer dark meat anyway, because like the white meat just like is too dry, and I can't cook it like properly, so you know it would be too dry if I even tried. So the chicken thighs, yeah, you could overcook the heck out of those, no issues. And sausage and ground beef, which ground beef is like totally different prices state by state, come to find out. And ground pork if you do that. which when I make meatballs now, I got this like tip from a like dim sum meatballs video, souped up recipes on YouTube. I love that lady a lot. And when you ground beef or when you make meatballs, like to put it in the food processor first. And you could put like a piece of pork belly or just a piece of bacon and grind it with the beef, and it makes it super super just ideal. Like no gristle or anything, because I'll be real, I just get the huge freaking tube of beef at this point. They just did too much with all that. The local Publix here is like an urban Publix, if you will. Just gonna do that. My eyes are fried. I woke up before the sunset, so adjusting. But yeah, the local Publix here is like an urban Publix. It's downtown, so everything's like a buck more and way less of a selection. They do have a wicked sausage selection though, like some interesting things, which those are good because like last a long time. And, you know, it is meat, so thankfully I mean, I'm not good at like post-apocalyptic cooking probably, but I'm pretty decent at like probably gonna have to rough it for a while cooking, because I mean, knock on whatever wood is near. I haven't had any storms lately, but you know, that's pretty much ingrained in everybody who's been here for at least like a while, or like you know, everyone has a generator and that kind of stuff, and knows a lot of like camp recipes. So I watched one video the other day that they had a whole dehydrated meal, like dehydrated ham slices, dehydrated eggs, and like one has milk in it, added milk powder, and one doesn't. And the milk powder one, I guess, is the one you want if you're gonna be using it for scrambled eggs. The egg part didn't look bad. The ham, though, oh no. I guess I would have to just fry those to get them super crunchy to use as chips and make like a Spanish needle dip. I used to make that all the time, and I used to feed that to people, or try to feed that to people, get people to try it, and they zero interest. But Spanish needle is actually, you know, not only edible, but quite sought after in like other parts of the world. 3 baby. Alright, well anyway, I'm gonna get outside and try to get a day going out this house, even if it's just starting the back. I gotta figure out what lock will be best, because I gotta break one. And what else? Oh, and God, I have to like remove a bunch of ladders from the roof. Like, what the fuck? Why are there a bunch of ladders on the roof? It's just like stuff like that. And like boxes and boxes of DVDs is another thing that I'm not really at all sure what to do with. I know some people like, I don't know any of them though, like people that keep that kind of thing. Ow. But anyway, happy trails, y'all. I'll zoom on in so I can read. Hi from England. Very nice. Oh, Fierce Faith, yeah. See, ever since I was very young, I like it started with purslane and Henry David Thoreau's Walden. That's one of the plants that he ate, and then saw in a like a weed identification guide of my dad's. He did irrigation, so like sod companies would send all kinds of stuff, like packets and stuff. And one of them was talking about the weeds that I guess interfere with their lawns and how to look out for them. And purslane was one of them. And I was like, no shit, that's the one from Walden. And I think I was in like 5th grade or something and just started eating the heck out of it. Thankfully found out that you can't eat too much of it because you'll get like kidney stones right on. But you can eat it raw, pickled, sauteed. And then Spanish needle, I think that's what those two are. And they're such a solid go-to, they're everywhere. Like there's huge purslane plants in the front that's really nice. If I didn't know that they were so big, probably from the neighbor's dog, like I'm talking like bullseye aim. Like, you've been fertilizing them? Because those are the most impressive specimens out of the whole yard. But really nice purslane plants. And when they're small, I'll throw them in a planter. And they look great too, kind of like succulents. But a lot of wild edibles, they used to try to make salsa too. Some very hit or miss, but like the Suriname cherries or the Florida cherries have like a bell peppery flavor. That mashed with like tomatoes and stuff, really good. Same thing with sea grapes. And haven't tried to make sea grape jam or anything. This is like a pain in the ass, but I do want to make that and firebush catsup. And firebush is another one. My dad's best friend's wife, which is also my dad's friend, or was, is her family like owns like patents or something for a dwarf firebush. But the berries are edible in firebush also, and they just don't taste like anything, so you can use them for anything. You could add sugar, make a jam, or make a savory sauce, which I'm guessing it's savory. The recipes I found on Eat the Weeds, Jesus, I almost said Don McLean. Green Dean, of Eat the Weeds here on YouTube. And surprised I don't have that here. I didn't grab it yet. I only have a few books with me. Good morning, Pickwaff. Wendy's in England. Have y'all ever tried mudlarking? See, I don't know how there's like not like an outbreak of treasure hunters over there. I don't even know if I would like I would just like have a metal detector strapped on me. It's so old. There, in my mind, there's like treasure and old coins and buttons every freaking where. I actually found a OfferUp that had a guy selling another dude's metal detector finds that he found in the 80s over there. But anywho, breakfast time for y'all's truly here. I hope y'all's day is magnificent. And I'll probably be back a little early. I'm trying to have a more regular schedule. I don't know if I will succeed in this mission, but I'm gonna try to go to sleep around like 8 or 9. So I'll probably come on around 3 or 4. Yeah. PM, not AM. Jesus. Oh. For some reason, I keep repeating the exact same time schedule. Like, it's wild. It's wild to be stuck in a loop and like be aware you're stuck in a loop. It's and like on top of that, like, man, these people out here giving my mom weird dreams. I can't even say the dreams that she said. But they're so specific. Anyway, yeah, enjoy your day fiercely. Slowly getting reacclimated to the area too, because like a lot of the places still around, but like different. Like one of my favorite places on planet Earth has like nice color combination. Oh, I can't wait to fish these. I can't wait to catch something on a streamer or bait fish. I've only caught anything on dry flies, and I have nowhere to fish dry flies right now. And I don't have like proper hackle. I have one hackle feather that would be like, dare I say, tits for the dry fly, but it came in a lot. But anywho, happy trails, y'all. Love y'all, and see y'all shortly. If there's any patterns or anything like that, feel free. Never hesitate. Always around, but not always like around, but getting there. True.